Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Geaux Stros. I apologize for the late start. I had the typical kidney issues this morning. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is really, really early. I will say that I went to bed at a decent time. I got some decent sleep, but I had an issue. I had to spend a little time taking care of that. I won't go into any detail except to say that I am still doing what I can to overcome kidney cancer, and it causes me occasionally to have to spend a little extra time to take care of some things when I go to the bathroom. And this morning was one of those times, and so I got the stream started a little later than I had planned. The Astros are already up 1-0, and I've got some information to change on my screen. As you can see, if you're looking at the screen, it has some incorrect information. Ronel Blanco is on the mound today for the Astros, and that's one of the first changes that I need to make. Ronel Blanco, there you are. Okay. Who's pitching today for the Twins? That would be don't know. I'll have to take a look. First pitch to Matt Wallner is outside for a ball. That's Ronel's first pitch of the day here in the bottom of the first. Second pitch is a swing and a miss for strike one, and that evens the count 1-1. Little foul ball down the first base side. That'll be strike two. Astros are up 1-0. They had 3 hits in the top of the first, so that's always good news. Here comes a pitch from Blanco, the 1-2 pitch, a little outside, 94-mile-per-hour fastball, and that will even the count at 2-2. Wallner gets a line drive base hit to right field on a 2-2 pitch. Let me check to see if my scoreboard is correct. And it is. Although I need to change that a little bit. There we go. My camera was a little off. Got some comments going in the live chat. I'll get to that in just a second. I see you guys. Thank you for being here. Carlos Correa takes a big hack of the first pitch from Blanco. Slider 84, but he can't connect. I'm going to go ahead and pour my coffee before I do anything else. 0-1 against Correa. Runner on first. No outs. Next pitch is on the way. He fouls out one to the right side. He's going to be playable. Walker is over towards the wall, but it floats out of play. That'll be strike two. Strike two. No outs. Runner on first. There we go. Who's the pitcher? C. Paddock. C. Paddock is the pitcher for the Twins. 0-2's the count. Here comes the pitch from Blanco. Correa takes a swing at that one. He fouls it off again, but it's tapped harmlessly behind the plate. Count remains 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. That was just a little high. 93-mile-per-hour fastball, ball one. I'm actually happy to be watching this game today. Not because the Astros score a run in the first, just So looking forward to seeing a game today. Next pitch from Blanco misses again. It's ball 2. Slider, 84 miles an hour, kind of up and in. Two-two pitch is going to be on hold for a second as Correa asks for time and steps out of the batter's box. Umpire grants it. Now he's stepping back in and getting set. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That was blown outside in the dirt. Ball 3. Started off 0-2. And now the count is full. Excuse me. Three balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Blanco. Nope, he throws over to first. Warner gets back, no problem. Blanco made a good move to try to pick Wallner off there. It looked like he was ready to take off on that 3-2 count. Now here's the actual pitch from Blanco, right in the middle of the plate, 86-mile-per-hour slider. Fouled off by Correa. Count remains full. Man, why is it taking so long to make this coffee? I feel like it's taking forever. Three-two count one more time. Here it is. That's going to be a ball 4. Wallner was stealing. Yiner came up to throw at the second, but didn't have to make the throw on that 94-mile-per-hour fastball that was high and out of the zone. Twins have runners on first and second with no outs. So it looks like the Twins and the Astros are getting some action in the first inning. Yiner comes out to the mound to have a little heart-to-heart chit-chat with Blanco. As Espada watches from the dugout. Yeah, I've got a lot of... I definitely have a lot of chat messages to take a look at. Give me just a moment, I'll get to that. Byron Buxton comes to the plate. First pitch from Blanco on the way. Good pitch. 85-mile-per-hour changeup in the bottom of the zone. Strike 1. Woo. This water is hotto. Here's the pitch from Blanco. Ooh, nice pitch. Swing and a miss from Buxton. 93-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. Couldn't get the bat on it. Just well-placed ball there. Okay. Now, finally, it looks like my coffee is made. Smells nice. I need to get it in me. No balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard to left field. That's all the way to the wall. Altuve takes it on the warning track. He throws it in. Both runners tag, but the runner goes back to first base. Correa goes back to first. Runner to third on the tags. But Buxton gets just enough on that ball to get the runners to advance. But thankfully, not enough to get it out of the park. What a way, runners in the corners. And that will bring up Trevor Larnach, the left-hander. Double play ball is open. 85 miles per hour, just outside. Ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Low. Ball 2. Changeup misses. 3 hits for the Astros, 1 hit for the Twins. Two no's the count. Here comes the pitch from Blanco. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. 86-mile-per-hour slider. Moved in and low. Big whiff by Larnach. Couldn't place any wood on it. 2 balls and 1 strike. This one's hit pretty hard out to right field, but that's going to be playable. Probably they're going to tag, and he does. It's going to be a 1-1 game. Looks like not only is the game tied, it looks like both runners tagged. One to one. Willie Castro comes to the plate with 2 outs. Nope, both the runners did not tag. Runner still on first base. First pitch to Willie Castro is high. Ball 1. Blanco now up to his 22nd pitch with this delivery. That's a strike. 92 miles an hour on the inside corner. The count is even, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Blanco. That's another one right in there. Change up. Right in the upper outside corner. Well placed ball. Strike 2. Two outs, runner on first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fouled away, 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Crowd's pretty sparse today, it looks like, in Minnesota. Here's another 1-2 pitch. Fouled away again. This one kind of off the fists. 93-mile-per-hour fastball. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Blanco. Not a bad pitch, 92-mile-per-hour, kind of up and out of the zone a little bit. But Castro doesn't go for it, and that will be ball 2. And 1-1 here in the first inning. Tie game now. 86 miles an hour, just barely missing the upper outside corner. Count is full again. Blanco having to work pretty hard here in the first inning. Getting close to 30 pitches. Here's the next one. And that one's ripped hard to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Runner's probably going to go to third, and he does. Now we have runners on the corners, 2 outs. Castro singles for the Twins' second hit of the game. Ryan Jeffers comes up to bat. Astros are going to take a little chit-chat on the mound right now. Discuss it, talk it over a little bit. Let's take a moment to look at the chats here. John says the Twins have lost each of their 5 previous home games when favored and playing the previous day. That's interesting. Goldilocks, hey, back at it. Geaux Stros, absolutely. Thank you for coming back, Goldilocks. John, thank you for being here. Blanco is facing Ryan Jeffers. Jeffers at the plate. I did notice that one of the regular Twins is not in the lineup right now. Here comes the first pitch to Jeffers. That one's a little low. 84 mile per hour slider, ball 1. Here's the second pitch to Jeffers. That one's in the bottom of the zone for a strike. Similar to the last pitch, this one wasn't too low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, fouled away. 84 mile per hour slider. Strike 2. Philip Castillo, Geaux Astros. Absolutely. Thank you for being here, Philip. It's good to see you today. Blanco throws over to first base. Castro gets back. Pam, good to see you. Thank you for being back. It says Geaux Astros missed yesterday's game. It's okay. Thank you for being here today. 93 mile per hour fastball, way too high, and that'll be ball 2. The count's even, 2-2. Pam says my likes are not registering. Do you know why? Well, let's see. I've got 4 likes right now, so I am seeing likes. This one's hit out into right center field. The crowd gets a little excited. It's off the wall. That's going to score 2 runs. That's unfortunate. Twins go up 3-1 off that deep double off the wall. That was a slider from Ronel Blanco. You can see right in the middle of the plate there. Right off the wall. Close to being a 3-run shot. Astros down 3-1. And that brings up Edward Julian. First pitch to him was a 94 mile per hour fastball for a strike. Runner on second, 2 outs. Blanco has his 3-run inning here, but he delivers a second strike there to Edward Julian. 0-2 is the count. This is the 36th pitch of the inning for Blanco. Holy cow. Strike 3 got him on an 80 mile per hour curveball. That was a beautiful looking pitch, and finally we're out of the inning. 3-1. The Astros are down. 3 hits for both the Stros and the Twins. But the Twins, just like yesterday, are more efficient, and they turn 3 hits into 3 runs. Astros, 3 hits, 1 run. It's very similar to the way it was yesterday. Astros stranded a couple of runners. The Twins basically move around a lot of their guys, but strand 1 in the end. Pam, my guess is that the likes are registering. I just don't have many people watching right now. 4 people, it says, that are watching. Not too many. And I've got 4 likes on my video. Now 5. Maybe if you refresh it. Don't mind me, I'm having a little cheese. We're going into the top of the second. I need to reset all of this stuff. Here we go. All right. And that's that. Got it all updated. Who's coming up for the Astros? Let's take a look and see. It looks like Brendan Rodgers, followed by Zach DeCinzo, and then Jake Myers. Chris Paddock is on the mound. Let's see if I can get his image saved. Already 2 balls to Brendan Rodgers while I'm trying to do stuff on my screen. And then a hit right up the middle. Brendan Rodgers gets a single right up the middle. The Astros will have a leadoff base runner with that little smack. Nice little hit. Zach DeCinzo comes into the plate. He goes after the first pitch and he grounds to shortstop, and he turns the double play. So the very first pitch, DeCinzo grounds it straight to Correa. Correa flips it to second, and they turn it to first. And just like that, the Astros base runner is gone, and we have 2 outs. Two outs. Jake Myers at the plate. Paddock delivering his 19th pitch of the game. Basically half of where Blanco is at. 94 miles per hour, misses for ball 1. Myers swings at the second pitch, a 93 mile per hour high fastball. Not able to connect. That'll be strike 1. 1-1. Here comes the pitch. That'll be a strike. Froze Myers there, who did a kind of a check swing, 85 mile per hour changeup. The count is 1-2. And here's the pitch from Paddock, and that one's in the dirt for ball 2. Evens the count. Ooh, I'm starting to get hot. I might have to turn that heater off again. The weather's changing recently, but it's been kind of going up and down. High fastball, 95 miles an hour. The count is full. Myers comes back, works the count to this point. Let's see what he can do. Here's the pitch. Wow, he got lucky there. 93 miles an hour at the bottom of the zone. How close was that? But the umpire laid off. That's going to be a ball 4. Jake Myers is on first base. Take a look how close that is. Talk about lucky. It's a dangerous pitch to be taken. Can't say I approve of the take, but the result is good. That brings up my hero, Jose Altuve. Altuve goes after the first pitch. 83 mile per hour changeup in the dirt. Couldn't touch it. Strike 1. Altuve's 1 for 1 today. He had a single and he scored. Only run for the Astros, just like yesterday. First inning, Altuve scored. Yesterday was a home run. Today was a single. Fastball right in there, 95 miles an hour, taken for a strike, and that's 0-2 on Altuve. 2 on Altuve. Send one out and tie this game up, Altuve. We need another home run from you right now. Toss over to first base, but Myers is back. Myers is a threat to steal. I think he's got one on the season so far. Unless I'm incorrect, but if my memory serves me correctly. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Altuve. And this is tapped right back to the pitcher. It should be an easy play. He lobs it over to first base, no problem. And that's going to be it for the Astros this inning. Well, we had a couple of hits. Astros tack on 2 more hits, but no runs. No, I'm sorry. 1 more hit. 1 walk. 4 hits, 1 run for the Astros. 3 hits, 3 runs for the Twins going into the bottom of the second. And let's update everything on the screen here. There we go. Easy peasy. Only 3 people watching right now. I'm not so sure why that is. Why so few interested in this game today? It's a good question. I'm going to change the heating settings just a second. Okay, I'm back. I want to share something with you guys very briefly. It's not going to make a lot of sense to you, but I'm sure some of you will understand how I feel just based on your own life experience. But I can't really say this to my girlfriend directly right now, and I won't explain why, but I just want to say that I love her very much, and she's gone away traveling in Tokyo for a couple of days, and today she's going to go to Kagoshima, which is in extreme southwest Japan. From where I'm at, it's almost 4 hours traveling even by high-speed train. So we're apart for the first time after just getting together. It's a new relationship. Second pitch to Mickey Gasper is a strike, and that evens the count 1-1. Here's the third pitch from Blanco. That one's blasted foul. Man, that was a big, strong hit, but that'll be strike 2. Anyway, I'm here in Japan. She's actually from Vietnam. We met in our Japanese language school. We got to be very close in a very short time, just within a few months. And that last, I guess you could say the last couple of weeks we were together, Gasper fouls out one off. The count remains 1-2. 40 pitches now for Blanco. But the last couple of weeks we were together, we got really, really close. And after she went to Tokyo, it's just been really difficult for me. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. Not just because she's away, but because of some other reasons I'll not share here. 2-2. Fouled away again by Gasper. Count remains the same. I don't know if you guys are like me or not, but whenever your girlfriend or boyfriend goes away for a few days, or they have to go work at another place. Ball 3, 3-2 from Blanco as he loads the count again. But whenever your girlfriend or boyfriend goes to work at another place or study in another place and they're not responding to your messages, very quickly are telling you good night every night. Fouled away, count remains 3-2. When it goes from being with each other basically every single day and sharing a lot of communication and cooking together and doing things together and all that kind of stuff, and then suddenly you don't even get a message reply to say goodnight, it bothers me. Fouled away again. Gasper really making Blanco work hard here. Blanco shakes off several pitches. He's finally got what he wants. Here comes the 3-2. High and outside, ball 4. Gasper makes Blanco work his butt off. And that's the second walk of the game for Blanco. Harrison Bader is in the game, and he's up to bat facing Blanco right now. First pitch to him. He rips that very first pitch into left field for a base hit. Runners at first and second. He wastes no time moving the base runners up, or moving the base runner up. That was just a rip line drive on the very first pitch. Runners on first and second for Blanco. Let's see what he's got in his bag o' tricks. He's getting dangerously close to 50 pitches. This is not going to be a long day for Blanco. Well, it'll be a long day, but not one filled with many innings. Wallner is at the plate. Here's the first pitch to him. He tries to go after it, but that's a swing and a miss on a curveball, 80 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. Bottom kind of fell out. Good pitch. 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Wallner. Nice, 93, low and away, but clips that outside corner. That was a nice pitch. Look at that. Beautiful pitch. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Got the strikeout. Now that's what I like to see right there. One out. Look at that pitch. Beautiful, right? If Blanco can keep doing that, the 3-pitch strikeout, man, how nice would that be? First pitch to Correa is a strike. 0-1. Correa walked his last at bat and scored. He's just batting 103 for the season, but he's got a hit there. It might be an RBI. It's going to be, Twins are going to be up 4-1. Carlos Correa gets an RBI single. Let's take a look at that. That was a changeup, stayed up just enough for him to get a hold of it pretty easily. Crowd getting a little excited, but it's a pretty lame crowd. Probably twice as many fans would be in the stadium if it were in Dykene Park. Almost said Minute Maid Park. Still want to say that. 1-4. Byron Buxton now at the plate, takes a big hack. Strike one. I need to change the score there. There we go. Runners actually on the corners for the Twins. One away. No balls, one strike to Buxton. Here's the pitch from Blanco in the dirt. Ball one. 1-1. You know, the thought crossed my mind at one point because of my health to just move to Houston for a while and call the games nearby Daikin Park. Get a place nearby there. Throw over to first base, but Correa's back. Count is 1-1 against Buxton. Blanco walks back up onto the rubber looking for the call. My life is a little strange right now for various reasons. A little check swing there by Buxton. He says he went around. That'll be strike two. Good pitch by Rennell, an 80-mile-per-hour curve, and that's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Blanco trying to pick up another strikeout here. And that would be a really good thing considering they've got a couple of base runners. There's my hot water. I'm looking around for more coffee. Here's the pitch. Woo, curveball again, but that one was too far outside, but it looked like Buxton wanted to go after it. Unfortunately, he did not. He wouldn't have been able to get the bat on that. Count is even, 2-2. 56 pitches now for Blanco here in the second. That's crazy. Almost 30 pitches per inning. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him on that one. Good call. Another curveball. Exactly what he should have thrown there. He sits Buxton down, and that'll be out number 2. I was thinking for a second there that was out number 3, but I realized, oh no, yeah, that's right. The inning isn't over. Runner still in the corners, 2 outs. Trevor Larnach comes to the plate. He takes the same curveball low and inside for ball 1. One and 0 is the count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be another ball in the dirt on that changeup. 2-0 versus Larnach. Rennell Blanco having himself a rather difficult day today. Here's the 60th pitch for him, and that's a... Oh, that was a strike in the top of the zone, but called a ball. That was easily a strike, but it looks like Yiner didn't frame it up, and that caused the umpire to call it a ball. I got to hold that one, man. 3 balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Larnach probably taking it. No, he swings. 84 miles an hour, low and inside on that slider, and that'll be a strike. Swing and a miss. A little bit of a whiff there by Larnach. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. Ooh, right on the outside corner. Another one on the outside corner in the strike zone and called a ball by the umpire. That's 2 strikes. 2 strikes that Blanco had on that at bat that were called balls. That would have been a strikeout right there. Well, it would have been a full count. No, it would have been a strikeout if they'd called both of them. That's right. And that's going to be it for Blanco, guys. He's coming out of the game. That's the day for Blanco with bases loaded and 2 outs. Can you believe that? Rennell Blanco is out of the game before he can even finish 2 innings. That's absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Only 4 people watching the game right now. I guess nobody's interested in the Astros versus the Twins game 3. Man, I'm kind of shocked. But at the same time, very thankful for the ones that are here. I do appreciate those of you listening in. And I see several names that have come back from last season, plus several names that have come back from being new recently. And to all of you, I say thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. It supports the channel. It supports what I'm doing. I do have 6 new subscribers in the past couple of days, so that's encouraging. I like to see that. I still haven't changed the picture on the screen for the Twins. I should do that. Let's see. Chris Paddock. That's right. I think that's how you spell his name. I don't know who's coming in for Blanco, but as soon as I figure it out, I will change that information on the screen. It looks like it's going to be Luis Contreras. So far this year, he's got 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. ERA is around 3. First pitch to Willie Castro, fouls it off for a strike. Bases are juiced here in the bottom of the second. Twins trying to get some more runs, but the Astros have 2 outs. Let's see if they can get a third one here. Just a little outside for ball 1. Count is even. Interesting for them to bring in Castro right now, righty versus a lefty. Here's the pitch to Castro. Fouled back. 1-2. Contreras is ahead in the count. Here's the pitch. Well, a delay. He's waiting. Okay, now here's the pitch. Right in the zone, 92 mile per hour fastball fouled away. The count remains 1-2. Contreras. Luis Contreras. I want to spell his name correctly on the screen. I want to change that. That's hit into center field. Myers is underneath it. He's got it on the run and catches it right by the warning track. That's going to be it. Out number 3. Finally. We're out of the inning. No more damage. Good, good, good. Good catch by Myers on that one. All right. Now I can focus on updating my information. I thought I saved his picture, Luis Contreras. Oh, I did. I put it in the wrong folder. Oh man, I put Contreras' picture in the Minnesota Vikings in the Minnesota Twins folder. There we go. Pitchers. There we go. Finally. Excellent. I finally got it changed, guys. I got Contreras and Paddock in there finally. It only took me 2 long innings of baseball to get that fixed. Whoops. Didn't mean to show all of that, but that's okay. No big deal. I got it stopped. Isaac Paredes is at the plate. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Top of the 3rd. I needed to update my screen there with all the proper info. Ball 2. 2-0. Good start to Paredes' bat, not swinging at those junk pitches. Always like to see that. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That's crushed to left field. Wow, holy cow. That was a crushed ball, guys. It was crushed, but it was foul. You're talking about like the third deck. That was absolutely crushed. That would have been his first home run for the Astros this year. 2 balls and 1 strike. He hits this one to center field pretty deep. It's going to be playable for Buxton, and he puts it away. Man, what a ride he gave that one. That was so close. 1 away as it stands. Wow, that was just so close. Alvarez comes to the plate. Here's the first pitch from Paddock. Curveball, low and inside, ball 1. Man, whew. That would have been nice. That ball was crushed. 32 pitches now for Paddock. Here comes a 1-0 to Yordan Alvarez. 93 miles an hour, a little too high. Ball 2. Both Yordan and Isak taking the first 2 for balls. Here's the next pitch. That one's in there. 78 mile per hour curveball. Taken for a strike. 2-1 to Alvarez. Alvarez batting just 138 for the season. Here's the pitch. He takes a little hack at that one, a 93 mile per hour fastball high in the zone, but he doesn't touch anything. The count is even, 2-2. Philip says, we're here planting tomato seeds for a garden while listening to you. My wife Tracy says hi. That's awesome, Philip. Thank you so much. And tell Tracy I said hello. I hope you guys have some really nice tomatoes. I love tomatoes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Yordan. Here's the pitch. A high fastball, and he fouls it straight up. It looks like it's going to be playable. The catcher's going to be in charge of it. He misses it. How do you like that? Look at this. He makes an effort, but they're going to call him out. They're going to call Yordan out. And here's why. They're going to say that Yordan got in the way of the catcher who was trying to make the play on the ball. And now Espada is out having a little discussion with the umpire. We're going to take another look at it here. They're showing the replay, but he's just standing in the batter's box, and they're saying that he was in the way. But the question is, what is he supposed to do? The count is 2-2 right now. Espada is still arguing the point, but it looks like that's gonna be it. You know, that's crazy right there. Yordan Alvarez pops it up, and he stood in the box. He didn't move. He just stood in the batter's box, and the catcher ran into him, trying to get to the ball, and they call interference on Yordan, so he's out. But the question that everybody's asking is, what is he supposed to do? It's a good question. Christian Walker's at the plate. 2 outs, and he takes strike 1. Here's the next pitch. 94 at the top of the zone, fouled back. It's strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to Walker, who took a moment to step out of the box. He's back in now, and here comes the 39th pitch of the game for Paddock. 96 miles an hour, fouled away by Walker. This will be the 40th pitch of the game for Paddock. Yordan is still in the dugout shaking his head. He's clearly bothered by that. And rightly so. It was a wrong call. That pitch is wild. Bounces before the plate, and ball one. 1-2 is the count against Walker. Walker is 1 for 1 today. Here's a pitch. That one's hit hard to right field, and it's going to float foul. Not too far from the wall. Put a little power on that. Another strong hit ball by the Astros, close to the home run mark, but just a little too shy. 1 ball, 2 strikes, with 2 outs, no runners on. Here's the pitch to Walker. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, change up. Walker went after it. Nothing doing for the Astros, and the top of the third. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. Astros down 4-1. Contreras likely will still be on the mound for the Astros, with Ryan Jeffers due up, followed by Edward Julian and Mickey Gasper. Anything going on in the chat right now? John says too many tomatoes will give you kidney stones. Well, I'm not worried about kidney stones so much right now. I've got a kidney tumor. That's what I'm trying to get rid of. I just have tomatoes sometimes. I do like tomato soup. Philip says Yankees have more home runs than Astros total runs. Unbelievable. Yeah, and I think the Yankees did that in one game too, right? Philip says we can them. Oh, interesting. Why does my screen still say this old information? Is the information not updating on the screen? No, it is updated. Okay, I just had to refresh my screen, my live feed. My second cup of coffee. This one's the weak version. Astros bullpen so far this season is less than 2, 1.93. 31% on strikeouts. Huge improvement over last year. Last year they were almost 5, 4.98 ERA. Crazy. Contreras fires that one in there to Jeffers for strike 1. Good pitch, 91 mile per hour fastball in the bottom of the zone. Well placed ball. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. 92 miles per hour, that one in the upper part of the zone. Jeffers goes after it, fouls it off, strike 2. Looks like Contreras is not wasting too much time in between deliveries. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one's hit to center field, right to Jake Myers. That's going to be played for out number 1. No problem. Edward Julian comes to the plate. 1 away. Julian struck out his last at bat. He's batting 133 for the season. Here's the pitch. This one's hit hard to Altuve in left field. Altuve's on the run. He can't get to it. That's going to bounce off the wall. And a ground rule double. It bounces into the stands. All right. So with 1 out, the Twins have a runner on second with that hit. No chance for Altuve to get to that one. He ran his butt off, but he couldn't quite get there. One out, runner on second for Mickey Gasper, who comes to the plate, left-handed batter. Here's the pitch from Contreras. 86 miles an hour on that changeup, little low, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Right in the bottom of the zone for strike one. 92 miles an hour on that fastball. 1-1. One ball, one strike to Mickey Gasper. Here's the pitch from Contreras after a long pause. Strike two. Good pitch. 92 right in the top of the zone. Not the fastest pitch, but very well placed and effective. A walk and a run today for Gasper. 143 for the season. 1-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. A little high and outside, and that will even the count. 2-2. 92 mile per hour fastball. Philip says my garden has produced salsa, tomato sauce. Oh man, I love some homemade salsa, especially the chunky stuff. I just absolutely love it. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. I like that. Strike three. Out number two. Great changeup from Contreras. Let's try to take another look at that. Look at that. How do you like it? Pretty nice. Nice stuff right there. Harrison Bader comes to the plate. He goes after the first pitch and fouls it back. Another high fastball. Those high fastballs so far have been well placed by Contreras, getting them right in the top of the zone or a little above the zone. Just the hardest place to hit them. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. A little low and away. Not a bad pitch. A slider. Bader doesn't bite. 1-1 is the count. Bader doesn't go for the fader. 1-1. Here's the pitch from Contreras. That was hit sky high out to left field. Altuve's underneath it. Camps out underneath it and makes the grab. No problem. That'll be out number three. Good job, Altuve. And we have no runs in the third. Thank goodness. Astros gave up 3 in the first. Poor Blanco. And then again, we gave up 1 in the second. But fortunately, just 1 hit and no runs in the third. I'm not going to complain about that. We go into the top of the fourth. Astros going to be batting in just a moment. Starting off with Jeremy Pena. Pena's got his average up now to almost 200. He's got a little more climbing to do to get out of that hole. He does have 2 home runs for the season, which is good. But his on-base percentage and average need to come up. He'll be followed by Yainer Diaz and then Brendan Rodgers. Sure wish Brendan Rodgers would have another game like he did that first game. He went 3 for 3 right off the bat. Was having a stellar game. Got most of the RBIs in that game. Philip says the dynasty is over. Well, the way they're playing right now, you'd think so. You'd think so. But I still have no idea how this season is going to go. I mean, Philip, if you think about it, I know that you're familiar with how the season went last year. They started off actually worse than they're playing right now. The pitchers were worse than they are right now, and that's a really big deal. And the hitting wasn't there. They struggled, but at the end of the season, they managed to get into the playoffs, and they won the division, right? So that's a big thing. And they're not starting off as bad as last year, so there's still hope. They can get in a groove. We've got several guys on this team with power. Paredes, Alvarez, Walker, Pena now. These guys can hit the ball, actually. If they get hot, I'm feeling good about the season. I'm not thinking too much about it right now. First pitch to Pena is taken for strike 1. Here's the second pitch, a swing and a miss on that changeup, just a few inches below the zone. Big hack by Pena. 0-2 is the count. Paddock's still in the game, and this is his 45th pitch. He still doesn't have as many pitches as Blanco had in just 2 innings. Pena goes after that one. It goes all the way to center field, and it's going to be a fly out to the center fielder for out number 1. Buxton takes it in, no problem. 1 away. Just a lazy fly ball to deep center field. Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. Diaz has managed to get on base twice today. I'm sorry, he's left 2 runners on base today. No hits so far, and he swings and misses that one. Curveball, 79 miles an hour. Here's the pitch from Paddock. That's grounded to the left side of the mound. The pitcher's going to have to fire to get him at first, and he does. Good play on what could have been an infield hit by Yainer, but Yainer is not a speed demon. Pena could have gotten on that one, I think. Good play by Paddock. Can't deny the man some kudos for that play. He ran over, got the ball, made a good throw to first. Foundational baseball play. Here's the first pitch to Brendan Rodgers. He takes that one for a strike. A slider right in the zone. Astros just quietly going down 1-2-3. Brendan Rodgers takes another strike on the outside corner. 86 miles an hour on that slider. He's down in the count 0-2. He does have 1 hit today. Here's the next pitch. In the dirt. Ball 1. 80 miles an hour on that curveball. $50 pitches now for Paddock, and here's the next one. Outside. Another slider. He's been throwing some breaking balls to Rodgers. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no runners on, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Just a little outside. Good take. That was about 3 inches off the plate. Now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Right in there. Bottom of the zone, and Rodgers took it all the way for strike 3. Not sure what he was thinking there. But we're going to go into the bottom of the 4th. Astros down 4-1. Astros' next inning will start off with the DeCinzo, Myers, and Altuve. It looks like Contreras will be facing Matt Wallner in just a moment here in the bottom of the 4th. Anything going on in the chat? They lost to Hinch. Yeah, I don't really think too much about Hinch anymore. Actually, really, I don't focus too much on most of the news. I do follow a few channels on YouTube for updates about the Astros, but primarily I'm interested in what's going on directly with the players, you know, who they're moving around, the things they're doing, the adjustments they're making, how they're working with the pitchers, players they might be trading for, players they're looking at for positions they need, things like that. And just trying to get as much information as I can about those things so that I can have an informed opinion about what I think they should do. Not that my opinion matters. But the main thing is, what I noticed last year is something that I never noticed before as a fan. When you actually watch game after game after game after game after game, especially if you're calling the game and you're having to pay attention to it very carefully, you start to notice the patterns of all the players. And when you have that perspective, I think it's easier for you to make judgment calls on what the Astros should and shouldn't do. Wallner goes after the very first pitch from Contreras and singles into right field, so Twins start off quickly with a base runner. I used to be kind of a casual fan, and I would just basically always look at Astros highlights throughout the year, especially since I've been living in Asia now for over 12 years. I would just look at the highlights of the games, and then I would watch the games when they got into the playoffs. So I didn't have that perspective on the players game to game as I do now. First pitch to Correa is a ball outside. Here's the 20th pitch from Contreras. High fastball. Contreras. Correa lays off. Correa. I'm sorry. I'm mixing Contreras and Carrera's names up. I'm creating a new hybrid. A baseball pitcher hitter. 1-1 is the count. No, I'm sorry. 2-0 is the count. Now it's 3-0. I don't know why I put a strike up there. I thought there was a strike. I was wrong. 3 balls and no strikes to Correa. Here is the next pitch. High and outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Correa. Now we have runners on first and second with no outs. Twins just having an easy time getting on base and getting hits. 7 hits and 4 runs against the Astros. How many walks? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 walks, 7 hits. Byron Buxton is at the plate now facing Contreras, and Contreras puts a strike on the outside corner, 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Strike 1. Runners on first and second with no outs. Here's the pitch. A little low. Change up misses below the plate. And that'll be ball 1. Buxton 0 for 2 today with a flyout and a strikeout. Here's the 1-1 pitch. He hits that one out to right field, and that's going to go all the way down to the wall, and it's fair off the wall. And that's going to score 1 run. Correa goes to third, and a double by Buxton. 5-1 is the score now. Astro pitching just not getting it done today. Opposite field, off the wall. Less than a foot fair, it looked like. Wow. Trevor Larnach is at the plate now for the Twins. He takes the first pitch for strike 1. So Contreras now has officially an earned run. 1 ball, 1 strike, a little low on that pitch. 1-1 against Larnach. Still no outs. Runners on second and third. Here's the next pitch. Outside, 83 miles an hour on that changeup. Ball 2. Here comes a pitch. That was lined to the right side, fair, and that's going to score at least 1 more run, maybe 2. Yeah, it's going to score 2 more. Easy. Another double down the first base line for Buxton. I'm sorry, not Buxton, for Larnach. And it is 7-1. He just rips it right down the line here. It bounces off the wall, goes down the side. Runner on second, no outs. 7-1 Twins. First pitch to Willie Castro's fouled off, or strike one right off his fists. This game has officially gotten out of hand. 3 runs given up in the first, 3 runs given up in the fourth. Rafael Montero is warming up in the bullpen. Here's the next pitch to Castro. That's outside for ball 1. Count is even. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Castro fouls it back into Yiner's glove for strike 2. Whew, had a sudden sneeze come on. I'm glad I was able to mute the microphone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Castro. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. He hits that one into shallow center field, but Myers comes in and gets it, no problem. Runner stays at second. We finally have an out. 1 away. Ryan Jeffers comes to bat. He's 1 for 2 today with a double. Here's the first pitch to him. He hits that one solid, but it looks playable for Myers, who floats over. Larnach at second base will tag. He's going to get to third base, no problem. But that's out number 2. No big harm done on that out, as no runners score. But that brings up Edward Julian. Let's see if Contreras can get this out. Nice pitch on the inside corner, lower inside corner, 84 mile per hour changeup. Strike 1. Here's a 0-1 pitch. Outside corner fouled off. Strike 2. 91 mile per hour fastball. Well placed. Astros were supposed to sweep this series, but they just had a few innings where they broke down. Pitching and batting combo. Not scoring runs with the bat, giving up runs from the mound. That's a terrible combo. Can't win with both of those. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch in the dirt for ball 2. Contreras, his career high for pitching in a game is 42 pitches. He's about to deliver his 39th pitch right now. Julian steps out of the batter's box to take a little break. It's 4:30 in the morning here in Japan. Still dark outside. This one's hit hard to right field, but DeCenzo is able to get underneath it and put it away for the 3rd out, but not before the Astros, not before Contreras gives up 3 more runs. 7-1. The Twins lead the Astros. How many hits do we have? 9 hits now. 7 runs on 9 hits for the Twins. Just 1 run on 4 hits for the Astros. No errors this game. Philip says, what about torpedo bats? I honestly don't know what to think about those bats. I think what I'd have to do is I'd have to try them myself and see if I feel a difference. It might just be a mental thing, so I don't really know. Ralph Sampson, game winner. Mike Scott, no-hitter. Defense. Xander says the Twins winning again. Or you could say the Astros giving the game to the Twins again. Ronel Blanco had such a disappointing game today. And the Astros hitting has been poor. Altuve hit a solo home run yesterday, and that was all the Astros got in the first inning. Today, Altuve got a hit, and then he wound up scoring in the first inning again. But once again, so far, it's been the only run today. Zach DeCinzo's now at the plate. Takes the first pitch high. Paddock is still in the game. Paddock's been having a pretty decent game. 54 pitches now. 1 ball, no strikes to DeCinzo. Here's the second pitch, also high. 2 ball, no strikes. 2 balls, no strikes, that is. I'm almost out of coffee. I think I'll have another cup here in a minute. 83 on that changeup, inside corner, strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to DeCinzo. 0 for 1 today. Come on, man, let's do something. He does swing on that one, makes contact, and sends it out of play to the right field stands. The count is now even, 2-2. Here's a 2-2 pitch to DeCinzo. Takes that one. Good take. 84-mile-per-hour changeup. That was a good pitch. But he was able to lay off. The count is full. Here's the pitch. Right in the zone. DeCinzo fouls it off. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Good at bat so far by DeCinzo. Let's see if he can either draw a walk or get a hit. Here comes the pitch. That one's in the dirt, so we got a walk. DeCinzo will head to first base with a walk. Astros have a leadoff base runner. Good job. Good at bat. Really good at bat by DeCinzo there. I hear that the Rockets are playing really, really well right now. Even Houston College ball is playing well. Wow, fair ball hit down the line by Jake Myers. DeCinzo's all the way around to third. Wow, what a beautiful hit. Right down the line, a double by Myers. Now we have 2 runners on, first and second, with no outs. Why did I have 1 out on the screen? Wow, that was nice. Let's take a look at that. That rocket on the very first pitch by Myers. Not sure why the screen is frozen there. That was weird. I tried to show you the replay, but it froze on the screen for some reason. Not quite sure why, but it's okay. Altuve comes to the plate with runners on second, third. Altuve hits it down the line. It's going to be fair. It's a long throw. And he comes off the base, and he's safe. They say he was off the bag, and DeCinzo scores, guys. How you like that? Altuve rips the first pitch down the line. The third baseman gets it, makes a long throw to first, but the first baseman had to jump up to get it. He couldn't get his foot back down in time. And Altuve gets called safe. We have runners on second and third. 7-2 Astros. Twins are going to apparently challenge it. But let's take a look at it. Look at this. That was pretty close. Look how close this is. Looks like Altuve is going to be safe. Wow. That's really funny. DeCenzo scored from third base, and he hustled down the line, and he dove in at home plate, unsure where the ball was. But that ball went to first. Call of field stands. Altuve safe. Awesome. Absolutely. That's great stuff right there. Altuve hustles down the line, just barely beats that because of the bad throw, the high throw. Isaac Paredes comes to the plate with runners on the corners, no outs. Just low for ball one. Astros got something cooking here. Paredes 1 for 2 today with a single. Here comes the next pitch from Paddock. Low and away. Ball 2. 78 miles an hour. Too far outside and down. Not enough to be biting at. Oh, it looks like we had runners on first and second, not on first and third. Sorry about that. They just changed that on the screen. Swinging a foul ball back to the backstop. Strike 1. I don't know why they had on my screen runners on the corners. Apparently Myers didn't make it to third. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Paredes. Nope, Paredes steps out of the box, calls timeout. Takes a little break. 65 pitches now for Paddock. Here comes the next one for him. Nope. He pulls off the mound, fakes a throw to second. Myers walks back to second base. Paddock just taking a disengagement. Astros with runners on first and second with no outs. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Paredes. That one's hit hard to left field. It's going to be down. A single for Paredes. Myers is going to be waved around, and he is going to score. Altuve has to hold up at second base. But the Astros now have 3 runs on the board. Runners remain on first and second. Let's see if we can actually take a look at the replay this time. Yes, there we go. Right out there. Line drive. Big, hard hit to left field. Good one. 7-3. That brings up Yordan Alvarez with 2 runners on. Yordan with an opportunity to pull this game really close. Pitching coach just had a meeting on the mound with Paddock. Now he's walking back to the dugout. No doubt they're wanting to buy a little time for some bullpen action. Jordan does have a sacrifice fly in this game, but otherwise no hits. Here's the first pitch to him. Way inside. He gets out of the way of it. Ball 1. Man, we really need a home run from Alvarez. It's been too long. A 3-run shot here would be awesome. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Jordan lifts that one to left field. It looks like it's going to be playable. Two people are trying to make the play, and it drops. It drops. They don't make it. Altuve gets to third. Holy cow. What in the world happened there? Jordan skied that into left field, opposite field. The third baseman went running out there. The left fielder came in, but they couldn't locate it, and it dropped. So Jordan is on base. Take a look at this. How do you like that? Close but no cigar, my friend. Bases loaded now for the Astros. So a little fluke from Jordan, and that's going to be it for Paddock. He's coming out of the game. Christian Walker comes to the plate with bases loaded and no outs. Sounds good to me. 7-3, the Astros are up. The Astros are down by 4. Christian Walker, with one swing, could tie the game right now. Don't mind me as I quietly eat some cheese. I'm going to get some more hot water for my coffee. I'll be right back. Never mind, guys. I realized I've still got enough hot water right here, and I've got another drip coffee bag. No new comments in the comments section, but let's see how many people. We've got 8 watching now, almost 10, so that has gone up a little bit. Thank you for being here, wherever you are in the world. I'm in Hiroshima, and that's correct, Hiroshima, Japan, but I'm not in Hiroshima City. I'm just in Hiroshima Prefecture. The town that I'm in is Onamichi. It's a scenic seaside town. Not sure how much longer I'm going to be here, but I just got my new visa, guys, and I just want to let you know that I'm not working right now. My visa is a medical visa. It's allowing me to remain in Japan, keep my insurance, continue receiving pension payments. I am currently listed as partially disabled because of my health condition with the cancer tumor, and I receive a payment from pension every other month. It's not very much. Actually, it's only about $350 a month. I get paid every 2 months, so basically $700 every other month. Walker goes after the first pitch, and I don't have enough hot water. I was right to try to get some. I'm going to try to run in there and grab some, but first I'm going to quickly call this next pitch. Bases are juiced for the Astros. 0-1 is the count against Walker. Here's the pitch. Walker hits it really hard out to right field, but it goes foul. 0-2 is the count. Astros already have 2 runs on the board this inning. 2 grand slams in Walker's career. A third one right here would be just what the doctor ordered. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Cole Sands, who's now on the mound for the Twins. Oh, called strike 3 on the outside corner. I'll be right back. Jeremy Pena's at the plate and takes the first pitch. Nice take, just about an inch above the zone. Ball one. One out now with bases loaded. Ooh, that one was right in there, and a hack by Pena, but he can't connect. Strike one, 94-mile-per-hour fastball. Just need to get the ball into the outfield, Pena. Just a single, a double, a grand slam. Take your pick. I'm happy with all of those, but the grand slam is preferable. Pena takes a break out of the box. Now he's back in. Counts 1-1. Here comes the pitch from Sands. A little low. Oh, clips the corner, or clips the bottom of the zone, rather. Strike two. One ball, two strikes to Pena. Come on, Pena. He's got the focused look. He's got the look. Come on. Here's the pitch. That's hit hard. He does it. Is it going to get down? No, it does not. Altuve tags and tries to score. He's safe. Holy cow. There's a line drive shot to left field caught by the outfielder. He tried to go to second to double up the runner, and Altuve with a heads-up play tags and scores from third base. How do you like that? We've got to take a look at that. You got to see that. Heads-up play. Pena almost gets a hit. He lines it out into left field. Player makes a good play out there, but Altuve with a heads-up makes the tag, goes home, and slides. He's safe in there. That's my man. That's my man. 7-4 Astros are behind just by 3. Cutting into that lead a little bit. Runners on first and second. Yainer Diaz at the plate now. Fouls the first pitch off. Take a look at this when Altuve goes home here. Take a look at that slide. Look at that. Altuve has scored 7 times. He's leading the team. Next pitch to Yainer's way outside, ball 1, and that evens the count, 1-1. Whoops. Two away, runners on first and second. 1-1 count to Yainer Diaz. And here's the pitch. He lobs that one into shallow left center. Correa goes out and he's able to grab it. Not an easy play, but manageable. And that's it for the Astros. They put up 3 in this inning. Still got 3 more to go to get caught up to the Twins. But we come away with 3 runs. Not a bad start. Going into the bottom of the 5th. 7-4. 7 hits now for the Astros with 4 runs rather. 9 hits for the Twins with 7 runs. Man, what a game. It's become much more interesting now. Oh, I've got 2 outs on the screen. That needs to be reset. There we go. Done. All right. My coffee is practically done. MLB TV doesn't update their highlights very much during their commercials. We see the constant highlights of the same plays over and over again. Aaron Judge hitting home runs, 3 home runs in a game. We see that over and over again. The Chicago Cubs hitting the first home run of the season in Japan. Shohei Ohtani hitting his home run in Japan, which wasn't really a home run, I think. It's a little controversial. Just over and over again, they play these things. Rafael Montero is now in the game for the Astros, so I think I can change that. He's going to be facing Gasper. How do I not have Rafael Montero? I must have taken him out when they sent him down to the minors or wherever they sent him last year. He's going to be facing Mickey Gasper, and here's the first pitch. 96 right in the top of the zone, strike one. Good start. Well-placed fastball right in the top of the zone. Good. Here's a 0-1 pitch from Montero. Gasper check swing. He does not go around. Ball one. Just a little low on that pitch. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Gasper goes on that one. Can't connect. 87 on the outside lower edge. Lower corner. Nice pitch by Montero. Strike two. 0 for 1 today is Gasper. And here's the 1-2 pitch. That one's way outside. A splitter. Counts even, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's tapped foul down the first baseline. Count remains 2-2. Here's the next pitch from Montero. High fastball. Fouled off on the fists by Gasper. Two balls, two strikes, no outs, no runners on. Here's the pitch to Gasper. Swing and a miss. Montero picks up a strikeout. Nice. Change up low in the zone. Good start to Montero's outing. It's nice to see him doing something constructive. He's facing Harrison Bader now. 88 mile per hour sinker. Swing and a miss right off the bat. Another strike. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Little pitch on the inside. A check swing. They say he does not go around. It looked like he might have, but the count is even, 1-1. Here's the next pitch from Montero. A little high and inside on that 94 mile per hour toss. 2 balls, 1 strike. And here's the pitch. Low, misses with that splitter. 3 balls and 1 strike. Montero behind in the count to Bader. And here's the pitch. Fouled off. That was a 96 mile per hour fastball in the outside corner. Well placed. Count is full. Let's go Houston Astros. Absolutely, let's go. 88 miles an hour misses below the zone, and that will be a walk. 1 out base runner for the Twins. Swing and a miss on the first pitch to Matt Wallner. 94-mile-per-hour fastball. 0-1 is the count. 2 for 3 today is Wallner. A couple of hits. Next pitch is a little low. 89 miles an hour. The count is even, 1-1. Bottom of the fifth, 7-4. The Astros are down by 3. Montero dealing with a runner on and 1 out. He fires over to first. Did they pick him off? Ooh, that was close. That was really close. He almost gets Bader at first, but he just barely got back. Take a look at this. Man, Espada might be doing a little replay there. It looks like now they're going to probably review that. He might have been out. It's pretty close. Okay, they're going to take a look at it. We'll see. Bader might be out. We're just waiting on the call to see if there's enough to overturn that. There's only one good angle on that for some reason. I went to the onsen yesterday and sat in the hot water for a little while. Slept a lot better last night. The call is overturned, guys. He's out. That was a great pickoff move by Montero. And that's it for Bader. He has to go sit down. Montero's first pickoff ever for the Astros. Can you believe that? 2 outs now. No runners on. 1-1 the count to Wallner. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Whew. That was nice. Man, Montero looking pretty sharp. Here's the 1-2 pitch. 96-mile-per-hour fastball. Fouled back. Count remains 1-2. Man, Montero's last inning pitched, and then this one. He's looking good so far. I'd be so happy for him to see him do well this year. Really, really happy. Here's the next pitch. Outside, 88 miles an hour splitter. That'll be ball 2. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. 2-2-2. Come on, Montero. I believe in you. You can do it. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Wallner. Bouncer down the left side. Paredes not going to have a play. That's just too much of a tapper. It's going to be an infield base hit. Runner on first, 2 outs. Wallner with an opposite field tapper. And that was just unfortunate. Lucky little hit. Lucky little infield hit. Wallner on first base now. That brings up Correa. Here's the first pitch to Correa. Right in there. 95 in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This is the 21st for Montero. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. A splitter. Correa goes after it. The big hack. He doesn't come anywhere near that ball. 0-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. Another splitter down, but Correa doesn't go after that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Montero hasn't even broken a sweat here. He looks nice and dry. I like his belt. Like chrome looking with the gold buckle. That's cool. 86 mile per hour slider, low and away, ball 2. Trying to get him to bite on something, but that one's just a little too far outside. Two balls, 2 strikes to Correa with 2 outs. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. That one's hit hard to left field. Correa drops his bat like it's gone, but it was foul. And the crowd cheers. He launched that one, but it was foul. As soon as he hit it, he dropped his bat like it was a home run, and it wasn't. And then the crowd cheered afterwards. Count remains 2-2. Here's the next pitch from Montero. Come on, strike 3, baby. Come on. Now it's grounded to the second baseman. Rogers picks it up, fires over to first, and Correa grounds out to end the inning. That's what I like to see. He didn't get the strikeout there, but he got the out. That's the most important thing. I'm proud of you, Montero. I'm so moved to see Montero pitching well. And it has nothing to do with, oh man, the Astros need him to pitch. Of course I want him to do well for the team. Of course. But even more so, I'm very happy to think positively of Montero and to see him perform well. It's really, really nice to see him pitching like he's pitching. Get up there, 3 up and 3 down, not giving up any RBIs. I'm happy for the guy. 5 people watching right now. Thank you all for sticking around, listening in, whatever you're doing, wherever you are. It is now just after 5 a.m. here in Onomichi, Hiroshima. We're going into the top of the 6th. The Astros down by 3 runs. Highest scoring game that the Astros have been involved in this season. 11 runs total. And the Stros have a little bit of work to do. They still have a little bit of work to do to get back in this game. I believe that Brendan Rodgers will be leading off the hitting against, if Cole Sands is still in the game. No, Darren McCawn. Darren McCawn is now in the game. Let me see if I can get his picture uploaded right quick. Darren McCawn. Opponent pictures, twins. There we go. There we go. Darren McCawn is on the mound. Brendan Rodgers comes to the plate. Here comes the pitch to Rodgers. First one is 82, right in the top of the zone. Strike 1. 2 singles for Rodgers today. He's not having a... I'm sorry. 2 at-bats, 1 single. That one's inside for a ball. 1-1 is the count. Rodgers batting .333 for the Astros right now. One of the best. Second to only Altuve. Fouls that one back for strike 2. 83 mile per hour sinker is... I'm unable to talk right now. One ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from McCawn. Ooh, that could have been strike 3. Sweeper in the bottom of the zone, but the catcher moved around so much it looks like the umpire was affected by it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Brendan Rodgers. DeCenzo on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. This one's hit into right field. Shallow is going to drop. Yes, it is. Awesome. How do you like that? Brendan Rodgers with 2 hits this game with that single. Astros have a leadoff base runner. Good start to the inning. Just a little bloop single to right field. Let's take a look at it here. Just enough to get it out there, and right fielder can't get to it. Good start. The Senzo is up. Runner on first, no outs. Here's the pitch. 90 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone. A sinker taken for strike 1. DeCenzo is 1 for 8 so far this season. He's looking at an 0-1 count. He hits this one way up high. Correa and the left fielder are in on it, but the left fielder calls him off. He takes it, no problem. That'll be out number 1. DeCenzo flies out. Gets way too far underneath it. Out number 1. Jake Myers comes to the plate. Myers had a rocket down the line. Last at bat. His only hit today so far. 7-4. The Astros are behind. Let's see if Myers can do something here. Here's the pitch. He shows bunt and he gets it down. But that's a foul ball. It looked like it was out to the pitcher, but I guess it bounced off something. Maybe off the plate. Strike 1. It's a good thing that that was a foul ball. Went straight to the pitcher. One ball. I'm sorry, no balls, 1 strike. That is a ball. 90 on the inside. The sinker that misses by about 5 inches. So it is 1-1 now. One and one. Here's the pitch to Myers from McCann. Another one, almost in the exact same spot, maybe a little further in. 90-mile-per-hour sinker for ball 2. Good take by Myers. 2-1. It's looking like Montero is going to be pitching again in the next inning because the Astros have nobody warming up in the bullpen, and Montero is sitting in the dugout right now looking at an iPad or a tablet. 82-mile-per-hour sweeper fouled back by Myers. That one was on the inside edge. Looked like a strike either way. 2-2 is the count. Runner on first. 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Myers fouls that one back again. Count remains 2-2. Rodgers currently camped out on first base. He's batting .364. He has now passed Altuve in batting average. Altuve's batting .361. How do you like that? 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch to Myers. Hit hard to right field. That would have been a good hit, but it flies foul about 6 rows up. That would have been at least a single, if not a double for sure. Could have moved Rodgers over to third base. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count remains. Jose Altuve's on deck. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Good take. Low and outside in the dirt. A sweeper. We've got ourselves a full count. Myers has a really good at bat here. He's swinging at strikes, fouling them off. Taking the balls. Good at bat. Good solid at bat from Myers. Really making McCann work. He's up to his 15th pitch right now. That's hit out into right. Oh, just foul by about 5 feet. That would have been a single for sure. It would also have been enough to get Rodgers over to third base. He's playing around with that opposite field hit. Looks like that's what he's thinking. He's gone over that way a few times. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the full count pitch to Myers. Little high, he takes ball 4. Good job. Good freaking job. What an at-bat by Myers. Fouls off all the strikes. Takes all the balls. Gets the walk. That's interesting. They just showed some stats. Career highest batting average at Target Field. Guess who's number 1? My personal hero, Jose Altuve. That's right. He bats .345 in this park. And he's up to bat right now. Oh, that was a low pitch. They call it a strike. Altuve's kind of laughing about it. And he's right. That one was pretty low and inside, but strike 1. 1 for 3 today with a single and RBI, and he scored twice, guys. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Altuve. He goes after that one on the inside. He's not able to connect, and that's strike 2. Breaking ball. Runners on first and second with 1 out. Altuve with a great opportunity to here to bring the game a little closer. Here's the 0-2 pitch. He hits that one straight up. That's going to be easily played on the infield. The first baseman has got it. He's under it, and that's out number 2. Altuve flies out to the first baseman. Just got too far underneath it. I don't even know how he got underneath that ball. It was a breaking ball way down low, and he skied it up to the first baseman. Man, Altuve can hit almost any pitch, right? Paredes comes to the plate, 2 for 3 today. See if he can make something happen. He's got the power. Here's the pitch. 83 miles an hour sweeper right in the zone. He takes it for strike 1. Man, he could have launched on that one. 83 right in the middle of the plate. I don't believe he has a home run yet with the Astros. Let's see him hit one here. Here's the pitch from McCann. Ripped down the line, just foul. That was really, really close. Man, strike 1 to Paredes. Or is it strike 2? Oh, not. I'm sorry, that's strike 2. My bad. 2 outs, 2 runners on, 2 strikes, no balls. Here's the pitch. He hits that one up the middle, and that's going to drop, and that's going to score a run. Rogers is in easily. Myers gets to third. We have runners on the corners on that single by Paredes. How do you like that? 7-5 Astros. Awesome. Let's take a look at that. A sweeper. Paredes was able to get his 3rd hit of the game. Just gets the bat down on it and puts it out into center field. Wow. Alvarez comes to the plate with runners on the corners, but McCann is not going to face him. They're bringing in another pitcher for Alvarez. This kind of reminds me of how Alvarez has been in the past. He comes to the plate, they bring in a new pitcher, and he hits a home run or he hits a double. He just lights him up. It's kind of funny because people were talking about that constantly over the past couple of years. Why bother even bringing in a different pitcher? Why bother bringing in a left-hander or a right-hander? What's the point? It doesn't really matter. His stats don't change so much from one pitcher to another or righty to lefty. He's still going to crush the ball. And there have been so many times where Jordan came up to bat, the opposite team, the opposing team brings in a relief pitcher, and then Jordan just lights him up. And the question is, why even bother? Just go with what you've got. Pretty crazy. But as it stands right now, the Astros are only down should be 1 run, right? Let me go back. Why is the score not updated on the screen? That's weird. I don't know why the score is not updating on the screen right now. That's weird. I'm not even getting the updated information. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I was right. The Astros only down by 2. It's 7-5. Here's the first pitch to Jordan. 84-mile-per-hour cutter on the outside, swing and a miss. He fooled Jordan with that pitch. Oh, we don't have bases loaded. We have runners on the corners. 2 outs, runners on the corners. 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch to Alvarez. Swing and a miss. I'm sorry, swing and a foul ball. That one goes to the backstop. 0-2 is the count on Alvarez, just like that. We got a new pitcher, but once again, it's not updating on the screen. I'm not so sure why things are so slow with the updates. The information on my screen is not updating so quickly. Come on, MLB, get it together. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That's way outside. Maybe now he doesn't want to throw to Jordan. Now that he has 2 strikes, he wants to keep it away from the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the big man. And here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt, 90 miles an hour, ball 2. We've seen that a lot too in the past with Jordan. He gets down to the count, 2 strikes, and then the pitcher just seemingly doesn't want to get anywhere near the zone anymore. It's kind of like, well, I'm lucky. I'm gonna now, and then they become scared to pitch. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Tapped foul. Alvarez just barely gets the bat on it and fouls it away to the backstop. I still don't know who the pitcher is. They changed him, but it's not updated on the screen yet. See if I can get it on the ESPN screen. Nope, still not changed. Way outside. Ball 3. Count is full. Paredes will be able to get a jump start at first base on this pitch. 3-2. Here comes the pitch. That one's fouled off again. 86-mile-per-hour cutter. That was actually a good swing by Alvarez on that cutter. A very sharp, quick swing. Haven't seen him swing like that much recently. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Runners on the corners. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Jordan fouls it off again. Stays alive. Those pitches are just a couple inches outside of the zone, so it looks like the pitcher is not wanting to put it anywhere inside the box for Jordan to swing at. So he's only throwing outside or way outside. Altuve. Well, why is the information not updating? Here's the pitch. This one's hit to left field, opposite field. Is it going to drop? No. What a great catch by Bader. Holy cow. How do you like that? Bader makes a diving catch on that opposite field hit by Alvarez. What would have been another RBI for sure. Man, what a lucky break for the Twins, and it's just an unlucky break for the Astros and Jordan. Man, almost. But you know what they say about almost? Is that only good in horseshoes and hand grenades? Horseshoes and hand grenades. But the Astros do come away with another run. Only down by 2, guys. 7-5. We're going into the bottom of the 6th. The information on my screen still not updated, so I'm going to refresh the page and see what happens. I think I can pour myself a second cup. Technically, this is my 4th cup of coffee. And see if the information gets updated. It doesn't. I don't know what's going on with MLB's site right now, but they still have the last pitcher on the screen for the Twins. They don't have the updated pitcher. Let's see if ESPN does. Nope, ESPN doesn't either. ESPN's still showing the game stuck. The game information must be stuck somewhere on the same feed that ESPN and MLB uses, because they're both stuck right now. So MLB TV live game information and the ESPN live game information are both frozen right now. So my guess is that even after refreshing the screen, since they haven't changed, their feed is coming from the same location. Montero's back on the mound. He's facing who? Byron Buxton. Swinging a foul ball, strike one. Here comes a second pitch from Montero. That one's inside. Check swing. Did he go? They say no, he did not. That'll be ball one. 1-1. I'm going to have to pay a little more attention to the information that's happening in the game to get the stats, because off screen it's all wrong. 96 mile per hour fastball right in the middle of the plate, swing and a miss by Buxton. Strike two. One walk and one hit last inning for Montero with a pickoff at first base. No harm done, though. No RBIs. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Buxton. Here's the pitch from Montero. Just a little high on that outside corner. 96 miles an hour. The count is full. Here comes the pitch from Montero. Right in there, swing and a miss on the outside corner. What a beautiful pitch from Montero. Picks up the strikeout, and that's out number 1. Just a beautiful pitch from Montero there. Beautimous. Let's take a look at that again. Right there. Beautiful. Trevor Larnach comes to the plate, goes after the first pitch. Fouls it off for strike 1. One walk and a double with 3 RBIs for Larnach today. That's a high fastball, a little out of the zone for ball 1. Count is even. How about those Cougars? Yeah, I've been hearing good news about all the Houston teams right now. Well, not the Astros per se, but the Rockets and the Cougars. This one's bounced to second base. Rogers is able to get over there and grab it, go to first, and that'll be out number 2. Good innings so far. Montero doing a really good job. Curious to see how far he can go. Here's the next pitch. He's facing who? He's facing Castro, Willie Castro. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Little high. That'll be ball 2. You know, just thinking about how Montero's performing, it's really making me feel happy. I feel good for the guy. I really do. 2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Right in there. 96 in the top of the zone. Why am I feeling so happy? I don't know. I just, you know, I really do love people. I love people. And I just want them to do well. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch down in the dirt. That splitter at the bottom just kind of fell out of it. I love people and I want them to love me. Montero doesn't know me, obviously. But my girlfriend knows me. And It's a strange relationship. 2-2. Here's the 40th pitch from Montero. Swing and a miss. He's got the strikeout. What a beautiful pair of innings for Montero. 3 up and 3 down. How do you like that? This is the new Montero, guys. He is an extended inning reliever. There's a good chance that we'll see him again in the 7th inning. Holy cow. If he keeps pitching like this, all is good in the neighborhood, huh? So we go into the top of the 7th. The Astros down by 2 runs. They've been chipping away at the lead. I want to put a little more hot water on. I'll be right back. Okay, I hope you guys didn't miss me too much. I'm back. And I actually made it back before the next pitch. Can't believe it. Top of the 7th. Who's up for the Astros? Let's take a look. Jeremy Pena? No, that's not Pena. Justin Topa is on the mound for the Twins. Justin Topa. He's facing Christian Walker at the plate. Walker fouls it off for strike 1. Justin Topa. A broken bat to Topa. He had a little hard time picking that ball up, but he's able to make the throw over to first base, and Walker will be out. 1 away for the Astros here. Let's take a look at that broken bat. Take a look at this. Pena comes to the plate, takes one inside, ball 1. No runners on, 1 away. Over 2 today for Pena, but he does have a sacrifice fly. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. Another one inside, ball 2. 2 good takes by Pena. Here comes the next pitch from Topa. That one's right on the inside edge. 93-mile-per-hour sinker, strike 1. Man, I'm going to have to turn my heater back on now. It's too cold. I need to find the sweet spot. It was too hot. Now it's too cold. 5:30 in the morning here, and the sun is clearly coming up. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Pena. Oh, he hits Pena on the elbow there. That'll put Pena on first base, and Yainer Diaz comes to the plate. got a base runner now, courtesy of the hit by pitch. Here's the first pitch to Diaz. Diaz hits that one out to left field. It's going to be playable. Out number 2 for Bader, who gets underneath it no problem. Painter remains on first base, 2 away. Well, it looks like that's all my hot water. That's it for this cup. Brendan Rodgers is at the plate. He's got 2 hits today. He takes that one in the top of the zone for a strike. 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Rodgers takes that one in the bottom of the zone. 81 mile per hour sweeper. That one was a perfect one to launch on. But it's strike 2. Just took that one. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. He does swing at that one, and that'll be strike 3, and that's all for the Astros in the 7th inning. We're going to go to the bottom of the 7th. Astros still down by 2 as they have the 7th inning stretch at Minnesota. Eight hits for the Astros, 10 hits for the Twins. The Twins lead 7-4. Man, the stadium looks not even half full. Anything going on in the chat right now? Nothing much. Got about 8 people following along. Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you like the video. It would help me out with a little more exposure. Got 11 likes on this video right now. I don't know if it's because it's early in the season or what. Don't have as many viewers on these early games for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the team they're playing, because of the score that people see, or whatever reasons. It's just odd to me how it can be so different from one game to another. Let's see here if I can change the information on the screen. Can I get Topa? Yeah, for some reason, neither the ESPN information about the game nor the information on the MLB site is changing. It's stuck in the 6th inning. So I think that their information feed comes from the same source. They've got a problem right now. Justin Topa. I think I can change that on screen. He might not be in the game in the next inning, but might as well go ahead and make the change. Bear with me just for a second. There we go. Boom. Done and done. Is Montero still in the game? We're about to find out. Oh man, they're showing some highlights from Joe Niekro. Amazing. back when baseball seemed to be so much more meaningful than recently. Astros all-time leaders. Joe Niekro, 143, just one more win than Oswalt. 91 mile per hour on the outside. Brian King is in the game for the Astros. Here comes the second pitch. Swing and a miss. Good slider on the inside. Brian King. So Montero's day is done, but he did his job. It's up to Magnum PI. Now, this ball's hit into right field, but a line drive to DeCenzo, no problem, for out number 1. So 1 away. Yeah, Ty France. That's the player I was thinking of earlier. He wasn't in the lineup from the get-go, but he's pinch hitting now. First pitch to him is a swing and a miss. Man, that ball was already in Yiner's glove before he got that bat around. 92 mile per hour strike in the upper part of the zone. Good pitch there by King. King wastes no time and throws a slider in the bottom of the zone for another swing and a miss. Just like that, it's 0-2. King is moving pretty quickly here. He's got the next pitch, and here it comes. 94 in the top part of the zone. Fastball, fouled back. Count remains 0-2. Here comes the pitch from King, 0-2 pitch. That one's hit to right field also, and that's also playable for DeCenzo, who makes the catch for out number 2. 2 fly balls to right field, opposite field fly balls. Good job by King so far. DeCenzo able to make both those plays. Out number 2, no runners on. Montero and King getting it done so far. 8 batters retired. 82 on the inside. That's a little too far inside. Ball 1 to Miranda. Next pitch to Miranda's right in there. 81 mile per hour slider. Strike 1. The count is even. Thank you guys for following along right now. Close game, just down by 2. 81 miles per hour. Fouled away by Miranda, low and inside on that slider, 81 miles per hour. Strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I really like those shoes that King has on. They kind of remind me of the shoes from Back to the Future. That's what they look like. Same color and everything. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Bounced to the right side, just foul. King has a lot of these right-handed batters going opposite. He's staying ahead of them. 2 fly balls to right field, and then that foul ball to the right side. Miranda batting 174 for the season. Here's the 13th pitch from King. Check swing, did they say he went around? Yes, he did. All right. How do you like that? A strikeout for King, and that's another perfect inning. King is just looking awesome this season. Yeah. Sweet. Sweetness right there. Brian King, man. Magnum PI with another great inning. Montero with 2 good innings. 2 great innings. King with a great inning. 3 innings for the Astros now that just really were great. The 5th, the 6th, and the 7th just shut down the Twins. We go into the top of the 8th. Astros down by 2. This is a manageable game. Can't complain too much about the Astros bats right now. We've got 5 runs on the board with about 9 or 10 hits. Wherever you are right now listening in, I appreciate you being here. It's about 5:45 in the morning here in Japan. It's quiet time here right now. Quiet morning. My girlfriend's not here. She hasn't been here now since last Wednesday. So strange not having her around after being with her constantly for several weeks. Just basically every single day. She had a transition time between language school and business school. And during that time, she stayed with me. And we were literally around each other and spending time together and eating together and cooking together, going out together, just doing everything together every single day for several weeks. And then suddenly she's gone. It's like, it feels like a breakup. It's been difficult to deal with. I really don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to see her again. And communication hasn't been good, I feel, on her end. Joan Duran is in the game now. Joan Duran is in the game for the Twins. Caratini comes in to pinch hit for DeCenzo. He'll be followed by Myers and then Altuve. He fouls the first pitch off, 98 miles an hour pitch. Strike 1. Brian Abreu is warming up. It looks like he'll be out in the next inning. That one's a little outside. Ball 1, 1-1. There we go. I've got that updated. 98 miles an hour on that pitch. Catches the inside corner. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes against the Batman Caratini. Caratini fouls this one off. 87 mile per hour knuckle curve. Count remains 1-2. Come on, Batman. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. That one's in the dirt. Ball 2. Good take by Caratini, not going after that knuckle curve. None of the game information is updated on my screen. They've had a total breakdown in the data center somewhere. Check swing, did he go? They say he's safe. That's a good call. 98 miles an hour on the outside. It was close, but he did not go, so that was the right call, I believe. You can see it here, how close it was. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That one's bounced down the first baseline. The pitcher gets it, and he takes it himself all the way to first base. So that's going to be it for Caratini. 1 out. Not a bad at bat for Caratini, but ended it with just a weak little tapper. 1 away. Jake Myers comes to the plate with no one on base. Correa and Jaspers come out to the mound. to talk with the pitcher, Duran. Top of the 8th inning here. Duran facing Jake Myers with 1 away, no runners on. Myers is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. Fouled off. To the backstop it goes. Strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Myers. That was not a bad pitch, a knuckle curve, but Myers didn't bite. And it was too low, ball 1. How did he hold up on that one? That was a crazy pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch from Duran. Myers fouls that one down the third base side. That'll be strike 2. Ten pitches now in this inning for Duran. $265 subs. I picked up another one. That's great. Let's see if I can get to 1,000. It'd be really nice to be able to get to a K. Swing and a miss on that outside corner. 87-mile-per-hour sweeper by Duran. Beautiful pitch. Myers can't hold back. And that's 2 away. And brings up Jose Altuve. Top of the batting order. And my hero. This is his 5th bat of the game, and he shatters his bat right off the bat. Man, that was crazy. Look at this, very first pitch, and the bat and the ball almost hit the pitcher, but that'll be out number 3. I mean, what can you do about that? There's not much you can do, and that's going to be it for the Astros in the 8th inning. Quietly going down, and we'll move to the bottom of the 8th. Looks like Bryan Abreu is due up for the Astros to pitch in relief in this half of the inning. Anything going on in the chat here? Nothing new. I hope you are all enjoying the live stream, if not the game content itself, but it's still close. It's just a 2-run game. The Astros still have another opportunity. 11 people watching. We cleared 10. We're now in double digits, so that's good. It's a far cry from where I was last year. Last summer, whenever I got up to close to 50 viewers watching per game. That was pretty interesting. And getting, what was the maximum amount of likes I had? I can't remember. Maybe 30, 35. I can't remember if I got as many as 40 likes or not. But it grew and grew and grew, and that was nice to see. This season, I started off with about 258 subs, most of those left over from last year. And then as soon as the season started, before I even did a game, I had 2 people drop. So I went down to like 256. And now I'm up to 265. So I'm up 9 subs from that point. So that's good. I thank you all for being here and listening in. We are in the bottom of the 9th. The Astros have Bryan Abreu on the mound facing Bader. First pitch on the way from Abreu. 86-mile-per-hour slider, high and outside for ball 1. So far, 3 innings for Bryan Abreu. ERA is 0. 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. Here's the next pitch. Right on the inside, 96 mile per hour fastball, strike one. Good pitch right there on the edge of the zone. Bader's 1 for 1 today. Single and a walk. He hits this one to Pena. Pena scoops it up, fires to first. And he doesn't get him. That was a throwing error on Pena. Christian Walker had to come off the bag to catch it, and he tried to tag Bader. But Bader avoided it. And he was called safe. Are they going to take another look at it? Let's take a second look at that. They've got a replay. Look at that throw from Pena, way off. Yeah, there was no chance there. That's the right call. An error is charged to Pena on that throw. Line drive up the middle. That's going to move the runner to second. 2 base runners on with no outs. Wallner goes right up the middle. Looks like they're going to pull him out and put a pinch runner on. Brian Abreu now has 2 runners on. 1 not his fault. Carlos Correa comes to the plate with runners on first and second, no outs. How about a triple play? I haven't seen a triple play in so long. Actually, I've never seen a triple play from the Astros in a live game. I've only seen a triple play in highlights. But I always want to see one live. I think that would be awesome. I doubt they could get that against Correa, but who knows? Here's the first pitch from Abreu. Low, 99 miles an hour. But that'll be ball 1. Almost in the dirt. One hit and 1 error in this inning so far. Here's the next pitch from Abreu. A slider, misses on the outside, ball 2. Where's that triple play I want to see? Here's the next pitch. That's in there. 87 in the bottom of the zone. A slider. Scrapes in the bottom of the zone for strike 1. 2-1 the count against Carlos Correa. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Correa swings at that one. He grounds it to Pena. Pena goes to third. They get the out. But that's all they're going to get. Runners remain on first and second, but they get the lead runner. Good job by Pena to get that play made. It doesn't really make up for the last error, but getting it over there successfully and getting that lead runner, very important. Next batter is Buxton, Brian Buxton. 99 miles an hour. He fouls it back for strike 1. Got about a dozen people listening in. Thank you for being here. Make sure you like the video. You can subscribe if you're interested in hearing any more of the live streams this season. Here's the next pitch to Buxton. This one's hit high in the air, 99 miles an hour, straight up. Myers is underneath it in center field, and he's got it. Is there going to be a tag? No, it's a fake tag. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be fake. Not deep enough for him to be tagging. Good job. Out number 2. Routine fly ball. There was a lot of sun, it looked like, but Myers was able to shade himself and make the play. Trevor Larnach comes to the plate for the Twins. Here's the first pitch from Abreu. Right in there, 98 in the center of the zone. Strike 1. Beautiful pitch. Just throwing the heater there. Oh, 0-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. Oh, good pitch. Another one. He goes right back to the same part of the plate, but this was a slider at 88 miles an hour. Larnach goes after it and completely misses it. 0-2. With 2 outs, 2 runners on. Here's the pitch from Abreu. High and outside, 98 miles an hour. Ball 1. Abreu gets the strikeout here. It will be a big out. Larnach calls timeout, steps out of the box for a minute, decides to kick the dirt around a little. Steps out of the box. He's back in now. Abreu's on the rubber, gets the call, comes set. And here's the 1-2 pitch. After a bit of a delay and a double look back to second. 88 mile per hour slider misses low and inside. Ball 2. The count is even. Come on, Abreu. Let's see what you can do. What can you do, Abreu? 2-2. 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Abreu gets him on a swing and miss. The ball bounces on the ground. Yiner throws it to first to get the out, and that's it. Strikeout for Brian Abreu to get out of the inning. There we go. Okay, despite the error and the hit, Abreu gets out of the inning. We go into the top of the 9th. Astros down just by 2 runs. Astros have another chance to get back in this game. Top of the 9th, guys. This is the home stretch, the final opportunity for the Astros to do something here. Oh, did I not change the inning? Let me take a look at that. I did change it. I did change the inning. Let me refresh my YouTube page to see if it's updated now. Should be. Still showing the top of the 8th. Why is that? I'm not quite sure what the deal is there. Why is it showing the top of the 8th? Let me go down to my... Let me go to my scoreboard here. Let me turn that off for a second. Try to reload it and see if that works. Okay, now it should be right. Yep, that seems to have fixed it. Top of the 9th. I don't know why it does that sometimes. It's like it times out. It doesn't automatically refresh. I have to refresh it myself. Griffin Jax is now in the game for the Twins. Paredes hits it hard on the very first pitch. And it goes directly out into left field. Line drive single for Paredes, and he's on first base. We have a leadoff base runner in the 9th, guys, with no outs. Jordan Alvarez comes to the plate with a runner on first. One for 3 today with a single and a sacrifice fly. Not a bad day, but not stellar. Not yet. He crushes it to right field. It might be gone. It might be gone. It is gone, guys. It is crushed. Finally. Thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. 2-run shot by Yordan Alvarez. This game is tied in the 9th inning, guys. It is tied. A crushed ball to right field. And that pitcher knew it. Jackson knew it as soon as it got out there. Yordan trotting around the bases. Enjoy that, Homer. It came at the just right time. We needed that. Definitely needed that. 7-7. Yordan ties it up with one swing of the bat. How do you like that, guys? The Astros have come all the way back. 7-7 in the top of the 9th. No outs. No outs. Christian Walker is up. He's 1 for 4 today with a single. Here's the first pitch from Jax. 98 miles an hour up out of the zone. Swing and a miss. I believe that one he hit was about 98. Was that right? I'll have to go back and look. Here's the next pitch to Walker. Walker hits that one out to right field. That one's all the way back to the wall. Is it going to make it there? It's off the top of the wall. It's going to be a double for Walker, who runs into second base. Wow, the Astros are smacking this ball suddenly off of Jax. We have a double. Walker has a double with no outs. We have a runner on second. The go-ahead run is in scoring position, guys. Let's take another look at that homer from Yordan. Look at that, boom. Into the second deck out there. Holy cow, he crushed that ball. Walker is pulled from the game. They have a pinch runner. Mauricio Dubon goes to second base. Jeremy Pena comes to the plate. First pitch to him is in the dirt. Ball skitters out into the field, but the catcher is able to grab it. That 89-mile-per-hour sweeper was hit off the top of the wall. Man, that pitcher's having a time right now. 1 ball, no strikes to Pena. This one's grounded foul behind the plate there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Man, how about a 2-run shot from Pena? 3rd home run of the season right here. We also go up by 2. Back-to-back jacks. No, that's not back-to-back because Walker had the double. But, you know, homer, double homer would be really awesome. Pena steps out of the box. He's going to take a little breather. Looks like we've got us at least an extra innings game, if not an Astros victory. 1-1 pitch from Jax. Pena goes after this one. It's a tapper to the right side. It's going to be just foul. It's a good thing, too. That would have been an out. It would have moved the runner to third, though. As it is, strike 2. As it is, strike 2. Ham says, yes, absolutely. Go Stros. Heck yes, go Stros. I just picked up 1 more sub. That's nice. It's good to see. 7-7. The Astros have tied this game. No outs. Runner on second. 1 and 2 against Pena. Here's a pitch from Jax. Swing and a miss on a terrible sweeper. Why were you swinging at that, my friend? Out number 1. What a good opportunity there for Pena. I would have preferred him to have grounded out on the right side. That would have at least advanced the runner to third. Diaz comes to the plate. Nothing for Diaz today. A ground out and 3 flyouts. Let's see if he can do something here. Here's the first pitch. He fouls it back. 97 miles an hour on that fastball. I'm glad to see him get the bat on that fastball, though. Oh, and 1 is the count. Let's see if we can get a hit here. Here's the pitch. That one's in the dirt. It's blocked by the catcher. He does a good job to keep it in front of him. Dubon is not able to advance, so he'll remain on second. 1-1 is the count. Seven to 7. Top of the ninth. 1 out. Dubon on second. Here's a pitch to Diaz. He fouls it down the third base line. Just a harmless bouncer. Strike 2. The count is 1-2. Where are these sugar ants coming from? I mean, why? I know where they're coming from, but I just don't know why. I don't have any food over here. Just coffee. Do they like coffee? 1 ball, 2 strikes to Diaz. There's the pitch. Way outside. Good take. Ball 2. Count is even. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch from Jax. Yiner does a check swing. They say he goes too far, and that's strike 3. I'm not so sure about that. But, you know, like I always say, it's useless to argue with the umpire. It's going to be called. They never change their mind, so it's useless. 2 strikeouts with a runner in scoring position on second base. That's no good. We'll take another look at that check swing by Diaz. Brendan Rodgers comes to the plate. The first pitch is in there for strike 1. Two singles and 1 run scored for Brendan Rodgers. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on that sweeper. That was a good pitch by Jax. Low and away. It looked like it was going to be in the zone. Rodgers was fooled. Let's see if Rodgers can avoid being fooled again. All it takes is a nice single, and we could have the lead. Come on, Rodgers. Here's the pitch. Strike 3. Right on the outside edge. No doubt about that one. Rodgers struck out looking. He didn't even take a swing at it. That's going to be it for the Astros in the top of the ninth, but they do tie it up. So if the Astros can find a way to take this into extra innings and get another run or two, then we could pull out a win. We could actually pull out a comeback win. But we'll have to wait and see. Right now, it's up to the pitchers in the bottom of the ninth. I wonder who's going to be on the mound for the Astros in the bottom of the ninth. The information on the screen, the game information, is still not updating. Now it's locked in the 8th inning. It doesn't have any information about the 9th inning. I wonder if there's still a problem with the ESPN game tracker as well. Yeah, it's also locked in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the information that the ESPN website has and the MLB website, they're getting the data from the same place, because both of them are stuck in the 8th inning right now. Did you say sugar ants? Yes, I did. Yes, I did, Pam. These little, you know, those little tiny black ants. This is an old Japanese house that I live in, and it has a wooden frame with earth walls. And over time, as these houses age, of course, occasionally there are earthquakes and a little bit of movement and shifting, and it causes some little cracks to happen between the wood and the earth wall. It's very easy for these little bugs like that to get through. If you want to keep them out, you have to put some kind of flexible sealer in there. That hasn't been done here. And so it's very easy for these little sugar ants to get in. But my question is, why are they in here? I don't have any food around my desk. I just have coffee. So I'm just wondering why. Why are they here? Josh Hader is on the mound for the Astros. 93 miles an hour in the bottom of the zone against... who is that? Is that Buxton? No, Castro. Looks like Castro. Strike one. Castro hits it out to left field. Altuve's underneath it, and he's got it. But the sun puts him down. Somehow he's able to make the catch. It looked like he was having some problems there, but he's able to make it. Take a look at that. Thank goodness he had some sunglasses on. Wow. He barely made that. Take a look at that again. Look at this catch. Just barely. Man. Out number one. Jeffers comes to the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike one. Here comes the next pitch from Hader. That one's a bouncer in the dirt. 82 mile per hour slider. The count is even 1-1. I took Astros money line. I need this. How many times have I heard that? Next pitch, right on the outside edge. Hader gets the call. Strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just coffee, I would say no. Put out traps. Yeah, I need to put out something. Oh, check swing, strike 3. Wow. They call down to first base and they say he went around. Check swing, but he went around. Let's see if we can get a replay on that. Hader picks up the second out there. Take a look at this check swing. Yeah, he went around. Very close, but he went past. Ty France comes to the plate with 2 outs. First pitch is a little high and outside for ball 1. We've got at least one more inning of ball if this one goes to 10. 1 ball, 1 strike on that foul. Here's the pitch from Hader. That one's hit hard to third. Paredes gets it no problem, makes an easy throw to first, and that'll be it for this inning. Hader 3 up and 3 down with that ground out. Good play all around from not only Hader, but the Astros defense doing their jobs, and they're going to have another opportunity in the 10th inning, the top of the 10th, to take the lead. Man. What a game, huh? What a game. It's good for me, though. Even though it's longer than normal. It's about 6:20 in the morning here, and I don't have the ability to go and eat breakfast at the cafe until 8 o'clock, and that's almost an hour and a half away. So a little bit longer game is fine for me. No problems. And I'm happy to see the Astros with another opportunity to win this game. It's too bad they didn't just score Dubon. If they had scored Dubon, this game would be over now. The Astros would have won it. But at least they have another opportunity. I'm wondering if they'll keep Jax in the game. Maybe not. Maybe they'll have a different pitcher. We'll see. Hey, who's batting first for the Stros? It's a good question. Let me take a look because the stats on the screen are frozen, and so I'm not able to see it. But it's looking like it will be Caratini. No, I'm sorry. McCormick. McCormick seems to be batting for Caratini. So I guess McCormick is in. Who was the last batter here? The information is not updated on the screen. It's a little difficult to see. Walker was in. He got a double. And then after that, they pulled in Dubon to run for him. then Pena, Diaz, and Rogers. So my guess is that in the 8th slot, the batter right now is McCormick, and I'm right. It is Chas McCormick, so I was correct the first time. McCormick is batting .250 right now, much better than last year, and he bunts on the very first play, but that's tossed to first, no problem. But that gets Brendan Rodgers to third, because this is 10th inning, the 10th inning, so each team gets a runner on second base, right, to start off. So Brendan Rodgers immediately gets advanced by Chas McCormick on that first base bunt. One away, Jake Meyers comes to the plate. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? They say he did not. Ball 1. Good job. Runner on third. One ball, no strikes to Meyers. Varland is on the mound for the Twins. That's a strike. 97 mile per hour fastball on the outside edge. This is their 7th arm out of the pen. One ball, one strike to Jake Meyers. Here's the pitch. A little low and away. It could have been a called strike, but the catcher couldn't handle it. The umpire called it a ball. 98 right on that lower outside corner. It's not a bad pitch. Just mishandled. 2 balls, 1 strike as it stands. Here's the pitch from Varland. Meyers takes that one on a half swing. Ball 3. Good job. But I'd prefer a single. Score this run. That's the main thing. Score this run. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Oh, Meyers takes that right down the middle. 98 miles an hour. Strike 2. Meyers calls timeout, steps out of the box. This is a full count. Very important at bat here. Let's go Houston Rockets. Yeah, is there a game going right now? I'm not paying attention to it. Here's the pitch to Meyers. Outside, ball 4. We have runners on the corners. Jose Altuve comes to the plate. Jordan had a big moment today. Altuve is not having a bad game. He's got an RBI hit. He scored a couple of runs. He's got an RBI. Only 1 for 5, but he's not having a bad game. They keep the infield in because they're worried about getting the runner at home. Let's see if Altuve can capitalize on that by just poking it in the outfield. Meyers goes to second, and they fake a throw, and he'll get second no problem. So now we have runners on second and third with 1 out. The double play ball is eliminated. Good job by Meyers getting the steal in that very first pitch. Awesome. Altuve now has runners on second and third with 1 out. Come on, man. Here we go. Here's the pitch. He hits it down the... Oh, it's a single right through the left side, and he scores the run. Meyers advances to third. Altuve's on first base with a single. The Astros go up. They now have the lead. Heck yes. Altuve gives the Astros the lead. There's my hero. Let's take a look at that. Right through that left side. Isaac Paredes comes to the plate, trying to add some more. Altuve goes to second. They've got a throw, and they don't get him. And at home, he's safe. It's a double steal, guys. No kidding. It's a double steal. Altuve goes to second. They make the throw. They don't get him. He's safe. They make the throw to home, trying to get Meyers. Meyers slides in there head first and makes it. The Astros are now leading 9-7. 9-7. The Twins are wanting to look at this I don't know which one they're challenging here, but we're going to take a look at it. Let's see. Let's get a better angle than this. So there's that steal. Yeah, take a look at this. That's close. Woo, that's close. Wow. I think they're challenging the one at home. Altuve is obviously safe at second. Man. So far, it doesn't look like enough to overturn it. Look how close this is. What are they going to call, guys? He was called safe. Let's see if there's enough. It doesn't look like there's enough to overturn it. Should be 9-7 right now with Altuve on second. One out. It stands. He's safe. Yes, he's safe. Altuve with the steal to second base, and then Myers with the heads-up play to steal home. The Astros are now up by 2 runs. They have successfully come back and taken the lead in this game. 9 runs. 1 out. Runner on second. Wow. What a game. Heck yes. Paredes still at the plate. Here's the pitch to him. 97. He fouls it back, and that'll be strike 1. Man. Altuve with the single RBI, the stolen base to set up the Myers second stolen base for another run. How awesome is he? Altuve tries to steal third, and they call him out. Not quite sure why they wanted him to go to third on that one. He was pretty close. Man, that was close. I guess he was just trying to surprise the pitcher there. Next pitch to Paredes is a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Or is that a strike? No, that was a strike. My bad. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Paredes. 2 outs now. Nobody on. Next pitch is right in there, strike 3. 99 miles an hour right down the middle, and that's going to be it for the Astros. But they come away with 2, and the Astros are up 9-7 going into the bottom of the 10th inning. Man, what an exciting inning. Just 2 runs, but what an exciting inning. And everybody working together. So much effort from Altuve in that inning to make things happen. How freaking awesome was that? If he'd gotten that steal on third, that would have been amazing. The Astros would have had another chance, even with Paredes striking out. It would have been another chance for them to score. But still, how awesome. How awesome was that? Just get that lead, Brian. Yeah, absolutely get that lead. 1 run is good, but 2 runs even better. 2-run lead, come on, heck yes. Cougars killing it too. Not enough. 1 more and we dancing. Now we have to hold them. Absolutely. Who's pitching? That's a good question. I don't know yet. I don't know if they're going to keep Hader in the game or what. The MLB website and the ESPN website, they're not updating their information right now. They are stuck in previous innings. All of the data is stuck in previous innings. And until I actually see the game on the screen, I don't know who the new pitcher is going to be. But as soon as I do, I'll let you know, Brian. Hader was the last pitcher in the 9th inning. Yeah. It's literally the same, guys. I can't show it to you on screen, but both the MLB data and the ESPN website data are frozen on the 9th inning. I don't know if it's the same for the Yahoo Sports, but we'll see. Hader's still in the game, Brian, so it's going to be Hader. Here's the pitch for Hader. First pitch for Hader. Fouled away, strike one. The Twins, of course, start off with a runner on second base because of extra innings. Jose Miranda's at the plate, 0 for 1, and the count is 0 and 1. Here's the next pitch from Hader. Right in there on the corner, strike two, 0 and 2. 94 mile per hour sinker right on that edge on the inside. Good pitch. This is a great opportunity for Hader to make a strong showing, shut them down here in the 10th, get this win. Here's the pitch, 0 and 2 pitch. Bounces in the dirt, 82 mile an hour slider. Ball one. One ball, two strikes. Here's the pitch to Miranda. Hader gets him to foul that one off. 95, out of play. Count remains 1 and 2. They're talking about the Cougars game recently, how they had an amazing comeback win, and they were comparing that to the Astros comeback today as they try to do the same thing. I can't even talk. I'm going to have to go look up that highlight footage and see the end of that game. It's probably amazing. Here's the pitch from Hader. Fouled back again, 95 miles an hour on that sinker. Count remains 1 and 2. One ball, two strikes. Here comes the next pitch from Hader. That one's fouled back again. 95 mile per hour sinker. Yeah, even Yahoo is frozen in the 9th inning. All three of them. They must be getting their data all from the same place. They're all frozen. Here's the pitch from Hader. Bounced foul. Man, that ball was in the dirt. Miranda is not willing to let those go by. Count is still 1 and 2. Hader having to throw a lot of pitches to Miranda, but just strikes and foul balls. Here's the 1 and 2 pitch. Fouled off again. 83 mile an hour slider right in the zone. That's crazy, man. They're all using the same data. One ball, two strikes. Again, here's the pitch from Hader. This one's grounded to third. Paredes stops the runner at second, makes the throw to first, no problem, and that's going to be out number 1. Good job. Making the plays. Making the fundamental plays. I started off my baseball career at third base when I was a kid. Very important position for plays like that. You get a lot of those. Here's the next pitch to Harrison Bader. That's too low and inside for ball 1. You get a lot of hard hit balls right at you at third base, and then you have a long throw. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Just a little too far outside, about 6 inches out, ball 2. "20 pitches now for Hader. He's in his second inning of work. Here's the pitch. Foul ball off of Yainer. 2 balls and 1 strike. "6:35 in the morning. The sun is full blown up right now. Harrison Bader at the plate with a 2-1 count. 1 out, runner on second here in the bottom of the 10th. Here's the pitch from Hader. Fouled back, strike 2, counts even. So Hader comes back from 2-0 to 2-2. Man, the Astros win right here. I can take a hot shower and then go have breakfast. That'd be nice. Definitely help me out with my mood today. Help give me a boost. Strike three. Hader strikes him out with an 85-mile-per-hour slider right on the inside. 1 out remaining. The Astros will have this game in the bag. Beautiful pitch right on the inside. Couldn't have been more perfectly placed by Hader. Look at that. How do you like them apples? Would you like to climb up the tree and pick one? I'll take one of those. Thank you very much. Astros having a little meeting on the mound right now. Meeting of the minds. Bringing everybody in. I'm surprised that Altuve isn't in from left field for that meeting. They finally break it up. .23 pitches now for Hader, who's in his second inning of work. Bottom of the 10th, runner on second. 2 outs. Josh Hader looking for that third out and the win. Here's the first pitch. Right in there for a strike. 95-mile-per-hour sinker right in the middle of the plate. Christian Vasquez down in the count 0-1. Batting .083 for the season so far. Here's the next pitch from Hader. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. They say that was a sinker. 95-mile-per-hour sinker. A couple inches above the zone. And Vasquez just couldn't get his bat on it. Hader takes a nice slow breath, steps onto the rubber. And here's the pitch, guys. A 0-2 pitch. Swinging a foul ball. He stays alive. 96-mile-per-hour sinker. Man. Hader's just throwing a ton of fast sinkers. These guys are having a problem with it. Here comes the 0-2. In the dirt. He holds up. That'll be ball one. Wow. I just heard that Hader threw 35 pitches on opening day. That's nuts. He's at 27 right now. This will be his 28th. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. A little high and outside. 96-mile-per-hour sinker. That evens the count, 2-2. What latitude are you at? Me? I'm very low. Latitude. Next pitch right in the bottom of the zone, called strike 3. Hader gets the strikeout, and Vasquez goes down looking with the ball in the bottom of the zone. The Astros win the game. They complete the comeback, and they win 9-7. What a game. What a game. Guys, this was so far the best game of the season by far, despite them giving up 7 runs. How great was it that they completed this comeback? A dual effort on the part of the Astros hitting and the Astros relief pitchers. I couldn't be happier for some of these guys. Alvarez with the big bomb, Altuve with the timely hits and stealing, Montero coming in and pitching 2 solid innings, the rest of the relievers pitching solid. Just shut the Twins down after the 4th. The Twins racked up 7 runs in 4 innings, and after that, it was nothing but goose eggs. The 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. 6 straight innings shutout due to Astros relievers. How awesome was that? Pam says, yeah, what a great game. John, by the way, I am in Onomichi. Onomichi is a small town in Hiroshima. And that's, I don't know, it's very close to sea level where I'm at. Even though there are a lot of slopes and hills in this area, it's kind of famous for that. It is part of the Seto Inland Sea, and so I'm very close to the sea from here. I do have an old house that is in northern Higashi Hiroshima, which is East Hiroshima. And that's around, I don't know what that is in feet. It's about 420 meters. So about almost 1,400 feet. My house out there is next to some small mountains, and it's about 1,400 feet. It's much colder out there. We get a lot more snow. It's really, really cold out there. But I want to try to give you guys a quick update on the game as far as like the box score, the game information, and it looks like I have it, so I'll give that to you right quick. There was a lot of scoring in this game. We'll go over that right quick, and then I'm out of here. But first of all, before I get started, I just want to say thank you for everyone who came to see and watch the game today, listen in. I really do appreciate you being here. I really, really do. Whether you're new or you're old, I appreciate all of you. In the very first inning, Alvarez hit a sacrifice fly to left, and Altuve scored 1-0. In the bottom of the first, the Twins started putting some hurt on Ronel Blanco. Sacrifice fly to right, scored a run. A double to right, scored 2 more runs. A single to left, scored another run. A double to right, scored another run. A double to right, scored 2 more runs. All of that in just in the first inning, 2 runs scored. In the second inning, 1 more run scored. In the fourth inning, the Twins scored 3 more runs, I'm sorry. So just in the first 4 innings, the Twins had 7 on the board. The Astros were down 7-1, guys, in the fourth inning, 7-1. But from the fifth on, it was all Astros. Bats and pitching, it was all Astros. And the top of the fifth, DeCenzo scored on an error. Altuve was safe at first on a throwing error, and that brought them within 5 runs, 7-2. In the same inning, Paredes singled to left field. Myers scored. Altuve went to second, 7-3. Also in the top of the fifth, Pena hit a sacrifice fly to left. Altuve scored again, 7-4. Astros were down by 3. In the sixth inning, Paredes singled to center field, scoring Rogers, moving Myers to third, 7-5 Astros. Last chance for the Astros. They were down 7-5 in the ninth inning. Alvarez homered a big shot to right center field, scoring himself and Paredes, tying the game and sending it into extra innings. In the top of the 10th, Altuve came through with a single to left field, scoring Rogers and moving Myers to third. That gave the Astros the lead 8-7, but Altuve wasn't finished. He stole second base, drawing a throw by the catcher. Second baseman then tried to throw home to get Myers, but Myers was able to steal and get in for a second run. Astros went up 9-7. And Josh Hader pitched 2 solid innings, the 9th and the 10th. Montero pitched 2 solid innings. Brian King pitched a solid inning. Abreu was a little shaky, but he got through it without any earned runs. They just did a really awesome job. Blanco and Contreras had 7 earned runs between them, but Montero, King, Abreu, and Hader just shut it down. It was a really great game. These are difficult games to watch and call because you really want them to do well. And when they're struggling and they're down 7-1, you just think that it's over, right? But we know that it's never over until it's over. The Astros win this one and take the series from the Minnesota Twins at home 2-1. Not altitude, latitude. I don't know. I don't know what the latitude is. Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying, the latitude, the actual location. But if you look up Onomichi, John, if you look up Onomichi, you can see the latitude. I don't know what the latitude is offhand. I would have to look it up myself. I'm sorry, yeah, that's right, the latitude. And Brian says, like the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here. And the next game, I believe, is tomorrow. The Astros are going straight out for another game on the road to Seattle. Is that right? They're now 4-5. Yeah, the Astros are headed to Seattle tomorrow. And that game is much better for me. It's at 10:40. 10:40 in the morning for me. That's a much better game. The next two games are 10:40 and then followed by 5 o'clock. That's much better than a game starting at 3 o'clock. Holy cow. I'm so happy to call the evening games because for me that means I can sleep in, I can get some good rest, and I don't have to be in a hurry to call these games. But it looks like Wes Nesky is going to be on the mound for the Astros tomorrow, and I will be here for that game, so I hope to see you all then. Thank you again for being here. I've got to run. I'm going to take a nice hot shower. You said sun fully out at 6:45, not Houston. Yeah, it's definitely not Houston. I'm in Onamichi. I'm in Japan. You can look that up. I'm in Onamichi, Hiroshima right now. I haven't been in America in years, since before the pandemic, actually. Ever since then, I've just been kind of stuck here, and for the past 2.5 years, I've been fighting this kidney cancer. And because of medical insurance and other reasons, I don't have a better place to be than to be in Japan right now. So I'm calling the games from here. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning today to call this game. Luckily, tomorrow's game, I don't have to be live until after 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm looking forward to that. I can actually get some better sleep tonight. Yeah, it's bright right now. It's about 6:45. But anyway, thank you again. I've got to run. I'll see you all tomorrow for the game series in Seattle. And until then, I'll just say